Hello to you, beautiful people. I'm saying that as I'm looking at myself in the phone, which feels quite strange, doesn't it? I'm calling myself beautiful. So I'm sitting in my office now, and I'm thinking about you, your life, your personality, and the things that are really affecting you, and the things that are really defining who you are. And something that most people never consider is this. Yeah, most of the actions that you take are not based on creating a great life. Most of the actions you take and have taken from a very, very young age are based on one thing, are based on avoiding things. Yeah. So fear is the natural driver for how you think, how you feel, and therefore how you act. It's the most powerful driving force for what you're willing to do or not willing to do. And what it does is it shapes you. For example, when you're very, very young, naturally children are abundant in energy, abundant in the way they express themselves. Yep, abundant. Yeah, there's not really any restriction on them in any way at all. Now, what happens is when you went to school, when you were 4, 5, 6, and 7, you expressed that abundance and you had certain negative reactions from it. People mocked you, people judged you, people criticized you, people said you should do this, you should do that. Your parents, your teachers, peers, bullies, people at school. Then what happened is you developed fear toward doing certain things, yeah, which created a certain level of resistance. Whereas before, when you were a child, you were abundant, you were free, there was no blockage at all. You could literally express yourself, be yourself perfectly authentically in every single way. But then this resistance arose, yeah, which came from this fear. And then you bumped up against this resistance and you stopped expressing yourself fully in one area, and then another area, and then another area, and then another area, and then another. Then over time, yeah, you began to think that this you, of the actions that you take, the feelings that you feel, the thoughts that you have, is who you really are. Is you. Yeah. It's your personality. Is your identity. Is the person that you were born as. But it isn't, is it? It's not true. It's not true in any way, shape, or form. It's a fucking lie. It's a massive, complete and utter lie. Because you're only you when you're fearless. You're only you when you let go of this resistance in your life and can naturally connect and express yourself in the world in the way that you want to. Do you think children are naturally shy? Do you think people are naturally reserved? Think people are naturally introverted? Yeah. Yes, there's a range, but not in terms of how adults are. Yep. Say if an adult's introverted on a level of 2, yeah, the equivalent for a child, for a 4-year-old, is like fucking 200, isn't it? Hey, how expressive they are, how buoyant they are, how lively they are. So I'm going to suggest to you that you don't know who you are, and your personality is not you. Your personality is just a fixture. Yeah, it's a series of connections that you've learned to stay safe. So imagine if you've had parents that criticize you for being expressive. Well, now you're probably going to be introverted, yeah? Or maybe you have parents that criticize you for being expressive, and it creates that much resistance in you that you cannot not be expressive because you've gone the other way and rebelled against it. But either way, you're still rebelling against that fear or going with it, but it's still not really you and the person you are. And as you look at your life, how your life's been shaped, how your relationships are, how you feel each day, the things you're willing to do or not willing to do, how you feel, how you think, how you act, all of these things primarily are based on fear, are based on programming your brain to be resistant and tense and uncomfortable with doing certain things, which as a child, when you were 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you simply were not. So my suggestion is this to you right now. Think about that point. Think about that point on a fucking deep level, because it goes deep, doesn't it? It goes deep. And wonder, who are you really? Who are you really? Who's the person that you truly are? Because it's not the person showing up today. It's not the person who's showing up in your relationships. It's not the person showing up in your business. It's not the person who's expressing themselves in the way you are today. It's not really who you are. It's a shadow of you. It's a cloak of you. It's a you who's simply coping in life. Coping, trying to get by, trying to not get hurt, trying to not get criticized, trying to not get people looking badly upon you, trying to get as much approval as you can. But it's not the real you, because when you were younger, you just expressed yourself. You didn't have that mindset. You didn't have those things holding you back. So the real you is returning to that truth, is understanding that you can only really be you when you let go of this resistance, when you break through this resistance And when you train your brain to move away from this fear-based mindset of avoidance, resistance, discomfort, withdrawal, and towards the real you, the you who you are underneath all of those learned habits, behaviors, and resistances that you've picked up from a child, and even as I'm talking now, you don't even recognize any of those things in your life because they're normal to you. You think they're you, but they are not you. They're not you. They're nothing to do with you. They're just simply patterns that you've learned because you perceived as a child when you were a 3 or 4, 5-year-old that those things were the best things to keep you safe. And they may have kept you safe. But to flourish now in your life, yet to create the things that you want to, it's not going to come from that place, my friend. Missed the button then. Let's try again.